In Matthew 24:12, Jesus said, "Because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold." He also promised that a man's enemies will be those of his own household in Matthew 10:36. How is that possible? How can our love for our spouse or children grow so cold that we treat them as enemies? What kind of perverted human would turn on his own family for the sake of himself? It's called narcissism, and it is the ultimate end-time personality disorder. But know this, that in the last days grievous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of self, lovers of money, boastful, haughty, railers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, implacable, slanderers, without control, fierce, no lovers of good, traitors, headstrong, puffed up, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, holding a form of godliness, but having denied the power thereof. Have nothing to do with them. They are a kind who worm their way into homes and gain control over weak-willed women who are loaded down with sins and are swayed by all kinds of evil desires. The uncanny accuracy of this set of verses is that it almost completely matches some of the various versions of the definition of narcissism that now exist in psychological writings. Matthew 24:11-13 states, "And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Psychologists believe that in the last 15 years, over 30% of our population now registers on the narcissism spectrum, and that number grows daily. For men shall be lovers of self. This statement highlights the nature of the narcissist who is self-absorbed in their vain self-love. They portray their sense of self-love via image and association with the best things in life. In their love of themselves, they tend to act like kings or queens and position themselves at the top of any endeavor, as they feel this is their entitlement. They need others to love them and constantly prove and remind them how good they are, as they have a black hole that no amount of praise or appreciation can ever fill. Likewise, they love to talk endlessly about themselves and have a grandiose and exaggerated sense of achievements or skills or talents, and expects to be recognized as superior even when having not demonstrated any record in this area. The self-love focus relates to their focus on perfectionism, image creation, success, wealth, and power. Narcissists are attracted to money as a demonstration of wealth, power, status, and success. Narcissists use money to convey power and to impress. They also need money to furnish their image, as they're often seen driving flashy cars, living in fancy homes, or dressing to impress, attending the most prestigious parties. To cultivate this idealized false self-image, they put themselves on a pedestal and expect others to worship them as they worship themselves. Life is all about them. Then they like to cultivate their grandiose image by boasting about their conquests, their wealth, money, achievements, occupation, investments, experiences, and wins. They are often loud and superficial and crass to many who have to put up with their self-flattery and boasting behaviors. They often do not get that others find them annoying, grasping, self-centered, or hard to believe. The definition of haughty is basically a state of emotional reactivity and sensitivity that is bound up in pride. The haughty person is at once both prideful and reactive to feedback, which does not pay justice to this sense of pride. Narcissists react to and are overly sensitive to any criticism, laughter at their self or their claims, or of any threats of being exposed, which is countered with rage and retribution. As the narcissist is always right in their own mind and will lie without conscience, you cannot constructively argue or negotiate with them. They can be reactive and will attack and humiliate those who they already judge as inferior, which is most of the rest of us. They also become haughty and react to negative feedback personally as it threatens their whole false self, and so a tantrum may erupt which the social mass cannot contain, and they will mark anyone who crosses them with plans for revenge, humiliation, and destruction, which then dominate their paranoid thinking. The definition of railing is basically a person who is aggressive, attacking, and abusive. Narcissists are very much in this mold, either in a covert or an overt way. At a spiritual level, the narcissist is also railing against God, for in their own mind they will not submit their will to anyone, even to God, and also want His power, status, and specialness. Many narcissists have a God complex, where they act like the Caesars of old Rome who considered themselves living gods. This prophecy statement refers to a characteristic of the narcissist's self-entitlement and sense of having a selfish approach to life where they serve only their own needs and are disobedient to authority, laws, rules, conventions, contracts, etc. Narcissists have contempt for the fact that others are constrained and bound by such things. They themselves feel special and feel free to disregard others, including their own blood, such as family, parents, and relationship partners, who they will routinely betray, minimize, dismiss, or be uncaring about as they pursue their own agenda. Narcissists are ungrateful and unthankful for whatever they have been given in life. Their sense of entitlement means they take others and things for granted as something they deserve and expect, and should not need to feel thankful for. Narcissists take everyone and everything for granted in their world of self-adornment, self-delusion, and self-worship. Narcissists are cut off from both their own true selves, from others, and from God or Spirit. A narcissist is a solitary being who lives from a false self that neither truly relates or cares about anyone or anything outside itself, except to use, consume, or devour that thing for itself. In this sense, the narcissist is a predator who is unholy and cut off from the life and the sacred. Narcissists tend to be evil instead of holy in that they use their free will in a negative direction, and they have premeditated plans of action, thought, and impulse when using others for their own self-gain. Narcissists are conscious to their actions, which are totally under their control and are not simply acting out of some unconscious defense or distorted impulse. God bless you. Please watch part 2 next. If you need to speak with a therapist regarding narcissistic abuse or the PTSD that they have caused, please see the links in the video description. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.